What up, Dokkanners? So we are all eagerly waiting to see what the next Dokkan Festival reveal is going to be. We thought it would be last night. Thought it would be tonight. Wait, actually, hold on. When am I posting this video? We thought it would be last night. We thought it would be the day before, but alas, nothing has happened. We might get details tonight. But this video is about something that I'm actually kind of surprised nobody really mentioned before. Maybe they have and I just never saw it. But I did my usual spiel. And yesterday, Truth had also tweeted out something about the Dokkan Fest. Looks like the Dokkan Fest release is going to be on April 1st. We should see details in 24 hours. And then somebody else said, the way that they did it with Deborah was perfect. Why change it? And then I saw this very interesting response from David. They haven't changed it. They only make hints for characters who don't already have a Dokkan event. So the character who will come out already has it. Now, Truth took exception to this and retweeted it, and that is the only reason why I saw this. But food for thought. Is that actually true? So what we're doing in today's video is we're gonna basically be consulting the sacred timeline while also looking back at the hints that Dokkan has made in the past. Now, I don't know how far this is going to go, but I do want to see if this is in fact true. There might be some cases where this is true, some cases where it isn't. I just want to know how far it goes. And ultimately, will this change my theory? Because just listening to that theory just on its own, if I were to go by that, then the fact that we haven't been given a hint just yet makes me think it might not be Zarbon, because Zarbon would get his own Dokkan event. That's not something we've had before, but since we haven't had one yet, it's probably because the character already has the Dokkan event. So let's just go ahead and go back and let's take a look. Starting with the most recent Dokkan Festival release. And by the way, I have a picture of my face here just to block all the nonsense you see on Twitter. That's all. My friend Luca took a picture of that. I was not ready for it. Anyway, let's take a look at the tweets. So for Majin Vegeta, we did not get any hint for that because that was revealed in the producer's letter video. So as far as this is concerned, let's move back. Deborah most definitely got a teaser. We got this, the rocks thing, right? So that was an awesome hint. We had a lot of fun with that, and that ultimately ended up being Deborah. Deborah never had a Dokkan event before. In fact, you know what? Let me pull up my game as well. So checking Deborah's stuff, the medal that he needs is from a Dokkan event. Let's go to the Dokkan event. Never had it before. That is the first of its kind. So far, the theory holds true. Majin Vegeta was a continuation from a previous Dokkan event that we already had, which is why his doesn't count. But for Deborah, it's a brand new thing, so it does count. Going over here, go to this. It's a stage 3 because there are 2 other stages. So far, this is looking pretty accurate. So before Deborah, what did we have? Deborah, let's check the sacred timeline. Deborah, yes. Anniversary, I'm gonna say Anniversary is an exception because these are new characters, but also more importantly, well, no, actually, Vegeta, are these? I mean, I'm curious. Are those from new Dokkan events? Let me see. STR, Goku, Super Saiyan 4, Daima. That should be, right? That's the 4th. Yeah, it's from the same one. You can see. Yeah, okay. What about Vegeta? Is Vegeta? Well, no, he's a carnival, so of course not. He doesn't have one. And then UI Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, same thing. He also has a Dokkan event that already exists. Yeah, you can see that right there. So, I mean, Anniversary, regardless, I don't think that would matter. It's an exception just because they'll do little build-ups towards it anyway. They also gave us like videos, right? We had like saga videos and stuff leading up to it. So that does not count. So before Anniversary, what would be the next one? That would be Gohan and Gamma. The Dual Dokkan Festival New Year's. I don't think we got a hint for that. This is when they came out. This is when the character details came out. There was it was the JP broadcast. JP broadcast showed that. And are these, just for my own curiosity, are those new Dokkan events or are they continuations? So if I go to Gohan, go here, stage 3. Yeah, continuation. Okay. Moving on, before that, we had Gohan and Trunks, future Gohan and Trunks. We did have a hint for that one, and that was this. That was the 2/15. Although, I mean, does that count? Yeah, that counts. This unit does not have a Dokkan event associated with it because it is a yellow coin LR. Is it yellow coin? No, it's a carnival LR. Either way, it doesn't have a Dokkan event. So far, this is still holding true. There are only hints for characters who don't have a Dokkan event. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's true. That was part 2. Part 1 to the future Gohan Trunks LR was Android 16, one of the most infamous recent releases when it comes to the polka dots. The hint being taken one way ended up being something else. A lot of us thought that this polka dot hint was Hellzone Grenade. But then it turns out that this was actually just 16 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 dots. But that's a new one. He doesn't have a Dokkan event. Oops. He does not have a... Is he extreme? Android Cell Saga. Yeah, he's extreme. So if we go here and we go there, you can see stage 1, it's a brand new event. So that is still true. Okay. Before Android 16 was Piedmon, the Dark Masters lead. Okay. Yep, right here. He most definitely had one because they gave an up-close shot of his forehead right there. Wait. He's a yellow coin LR who's never had a Dokkan event before. Wait, that's still accurate. Goma doesn't have his own respective Dokkan event. Goma is just a character without a Dokkan event who used medals from characters that do have Dokkan events. So this theory is still correct. The hint is only for characters who don't already have a Dokkan event. Very true. Okay. Before that, Super Saiyan 4 Daima Mini Goku. Now this one is also sort of an exception because this one was revealed during the JP fan meetup, right? The JP fan meetup, they gave like the video presentation. So I don't know if that necessarily counts, but even if it didn't, let's just say it didn't count, there was no hint. So yeah, I don't know if we can include that. So let's just say for the sake of keeping this theory true, let's go ahead and continue. That's an exception, so it doesn't count. Manga units does not count. There's no hint at that. That was a special case. So before Daima Super Saiyan 4, before manga, Baby Bros. Okay, so Baby Bros was next. Baby Bros most definitely does not have a Dokkan event associated with it because it is a carnival. Is it a carnival? No, it's a yellow coin LR. Most definitely not utilizing any, new Dokkan event. It is using the new Dokkan Festival Baby Vegeta. Wait, when did they do the hint with all the people standing together? Where we thought it was either Metal Cooler or the babies. Oh, that was before. Okay. So this was for Dokkan Festival Super or Baby Vegeta, which I guess sort of also extends over, but there's no hint for this. So that breaks it. There's no hint. They only do hints for characters who don't already have a Dokkan event. They did not do a hint for Baby Bros. You could argue, and I suppose we'll continue the video by saying this extends to both. But honestly, it doesn't, because not every part 1, part 2 in the Autumn Dokkan Festival necessarily pertains to the other, I think. Let's go back and let's take a look at preceding years. Last year was Namek Saga, right? Last year, post worldwide, it was Namek part 1. Oh god, it was Namek part 2. Oh geez. The year before that, Global wasn't lined up with JP anymore, so I don't know if this necessarily counts. Yeah, because our November was very different. So let me go back and check the JP timeline. The funny thing is, 2023, JP, Android 1718 at the beginning of October, end of October, Ribrienne, Universe 2. And then on Global side, in October, or in 2023, post worldwide, it was Turles part 1, and then Goku beating Turles for part 2. So it still kind of works. Only thing though is there's technically no hint for the part 2 LR, but since they kind of go in sequence every year, I suppose there's no need for it, right? So I think the theory still holds. This is still accurate. you know, you kind of have to bend the rules a little bit, but for the most part, what David is saying is still very much accurate. So let's keep going. Going back further, Broly Part 2, he doesn't have a Dokkan event. However, this is an exception because this was with a reveal at the Global Community Fest. So that is an exception. Golden Frieza, however, Golden Frieza Gogeta did have a big hint drop, which caused a firestorm of theories. The metal, right? People were going crazy thinking about this, so that is very much true. Okay, so now let's get back to our sacred timeline here. So we were, where were we? We were right here. Okay, next up, Pepe Gals doesn't count. Gohan was the part EX to GDC, but it's honestly just its own celebration. So let's go back. Did they give us a Gohan hint of any kind? I don't think they did. They did not. There was no hint for Gohan. Does Gohan have a Dokkan event? I think we just found our broken argument. I think this breaks the theory. This guy, Dokkan event, this one. Stage 1. Yep. He is the first in that Dokkan event. So if we go back to the theory, this actually breaks it. They haven't changed it. They only make hints for characters who don't already have a Dokkan event. Gohan very much doesn't have a Dokkan event already. So he should have gotten a hint, but he didn't. So the only case that you could argue would be that he doesn't have one just because he is part EX to GDC. But I personally don't buy that. But so far, getting to this point, this has been a pretty accurate observation, as long as all of the exceptions that we've made actually holds up. In fact, where does the next hint appear? GDC doesn't count because that's, you know, that's its own thing. It's basically an anniversary. So before GDC, what did we have? That was Tao, right? Tien and Tao. Did Tien get anything? Let's go back here. Tien didn't. Oh, wait. Tien didn't get anything. He doesn't have a Dokkan event. Tao did, because he got the stick in the sand. So yeah, you know what? I think I can say safely that it's not always the case, but this is, I think, generally probably a good way to look at it in general. Because for the most part, it's been true, but there are exceptions. Like Gohan doesn't work. Baby Bros doesn't work if you buy that. If you don't, it's fine. Tien doesn't get anything. Tien doesn't have a Dokkan event, so that is weird. Tao got it. He never had a Dokkan event before, that's for sure. Before Tao, what we get? Before Tao was Golden Week. Golden Week and KFC, so that was nothing. There was no hint for Blue Goku Vegeta, or Blue Goku Kaioken and Hit. There was no hint for KFC. What the hell's this? Wait, why are these blank? I really hope those aren't hints, because so far on this, I don't see it. Okay. Before that was PyCon. Before PyCon was Cell. Ooh, you know what? Whatever we do get for this next Dokkan Festival, there's going to be a fun, like, April Fool's thing. There is no topping what they did last year with the Cell puzzle. I really am looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope they give us something insanely cryptic. That was really cool. But yeah, no hint for Cell. No hint for Kid Goku. Kid Goku was revealed in the anniversary producers letter leading out of the anniversary. Then 10th anniversary itself, you had part 1, part 2, part 3, part EX, so none of those count. And then before that, what is before? Well, that would be New Year's preceding it, and that was what? Glorio? I think that was Glorio Diamond Super Saiyan Goku. Okay, so was there a hint for that? Let's see. We're still scrolling through. Oh, that's it. That's all we see. What's this? Oh, this was the letter when they admit that they screwed up with the Gogeta leak. That's what this is, right? Yep. Unfortunately, we found an unpublished information regarding the 10th anniversary through illicit. Yeah, that's where this meme came from. Illicit methods. And then also there was a De'Aaron Fox. There was a De'Aaron Fox ad, which is crazy. Hold on, I want to hear this. He actually said he's a big Vegeta fan, by the way. He's a big Vegeta fanboy. Let me see this.
Dokkan Battle is the 10th anniversary of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle is here. Ever since I was little, the heroes in Dragon Ball taught me that with hard work and dedication to your craft, anyone could rise to their highest levels in the face of adversity. Now that I'm traveling during the season, it's always helpful to have them right by my side to give me an energy when I need it. And I couldn't be prouder to be a part of the Dokkan 10th anniversary. Yeah, this is my favorite scene right here. Look at my man Super Vegito doing his thing. Super Saiyan.
That's so weird. Wait, God, I forgot about this, man. De'Aaron Fox. Okay, this has to just be a sponsorship. There's no way he actually plays, right? Oh man, I gotta find a way to reach out. We could talk ball, man. Okay. Anyway, that's as far as we go. So, all in all, in summation, this was a glorified way of saying yes, this is generally true. I don't think it's 100% true, but considering that the schedule sort of shapes out to where we should be getting the hint any day now, and it hasn't happened yet, leads me to believe that it's probably not going to be a hint, and instead is what the hell? Instead, we're just going to be finding out the old-fashioned way. It's just going to be a reveal, and that's about it. Because the stone sales go away on the 31st morning. It is now the 29th in the middle of the day. And remember the rule, right? Generally speaking, if the 31st later at night is the day of release, which is basically the 1st of April, that means the day before would be the day to download, which means the 30th, which means the day before that would be the animations and the reveal, and the day before that would have been the teaser, but we've already missed it. So there's not going to be a teaser. I think there's just going to be a reveal. Based on that theory, let's just say, for example, there is not going to be a hint. This kills the Zarbon theory. So if Zarbon is not going to be getting a teaser because he is not going to be getting his own Dokkan event, then my next theory is still going to be something within Namek Saga, because I still truly believe that is the next direction that we're going in. I think we could actually get second or third form Frieza, because we already have a Frieza Dokkan event, although they would have to do a new one. No, I mean, that doesn't work either, because it would have to be a brand new event, right? Hold on, let me think about this for a second. You know what? Ordering doesn't matter. Like, they can just build off of whatever. I was thinking maybe this wouldn't work just because they've already done full power Frieza, but then I'm reminded of the Transforming Buu Dokkan event series, and it started with Buhan as the medal, right? With Kid Buu as your final fight, potentially. Then you have Super Buu as the release afterwards. Then you have Fat Buu. So they're kind of just all over the place. So honestly, any Frieza Dokkan event could be iterated upon, and we could get something new. Although this guy is not part of Namek Saga, right? This guy, category, yeah, he's just a transforming unit, so he's not Namek Saga. So he would be out. But this guy, well, no, this guy would be, yeah. But so, yeah, look at this, look at this. So it starts off as Golden Frieza, but then it goes to Base Frieza. So it absolutely does not have to adhere to that like progression rule. It could be whatever. So I think now, if it's not going to be Zarbon, I think it's going to be Frieza of some kind. It's not going to be this one, because this guy is during the Bardock story. That is before. That does not apply. I think it is going to be, if we could get a transforming Frieza, a second, third, even a final form, I would be fine with it. I don't need Frieza to be high budget, top end, you know, Dokkan, like anniversary LR tier. Any Frieza would be great. The category needs it. The category desperately needs it. But if I were to choose, I would want a Dokkan Festival second form Frieza. That is going to be my final answer. If it can't be my GOAT Zarbon, then let it be Frieza, or maybe Piccolo. Although there's no Dokkan event. There is no Dokkan event with Piccolo and Nail. This guy is a yellow coin LR. He does not have a Dokkan event, so that wouldn't work. So I think Piccolo is now out of the question. I think the answer is actually going to be Frieza. I think our new Dokkan Festival is going to be Frieza, and I think we're going to find out tonight. So let's see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts on this theory that if a character already has a Dokkan event, they will not be getting a hint. Do you buy into that? Do you agree with the exceptions that we found along the way over the last year? Do you have any other ideas about this whole thing? Do you think we're still going to get a hint? Do you think Zarbon has any chance at this point? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know you want to see more of myself do it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.